One, awareness and exposure. To inform the young people, educators, and general public about the broad and evolving careers within the sports sector, including sports science, coaching, physiotherapy, media communication, law, analytics, events management, among others. Industry engagement, to bring together sports federations, training institutions, private sectors, partners, sponsors, employers for meaningful engagement with aspiring professionals. Knowledge exchange and innovation, sharing symposium of expert-led presentations, research sharing, exhibitions, and we aim to stimulate dialogue on best practices, innovation, policy advancement to support a sustainable sports industry. The career fair will be featuring exhibitions from sport-related institutions and partners, career mentorship forums with established sports professionals, live demonstrations and skills workshops, conference sessions and academic presentations, on-spot training and internship information for students and graduates. We have registered both local and international participation and expect the event will deliver a world-class experience for all participants. I therefore take this opportunity to recognize the presence of our distinguished facilitators and delegates, Ministry of Education officials, secondary schools, university, TVETs, county governments, sports association, youth organizations, career development stakeholders, development partners, and corporate partners. I thank everyone of you for the sacrifice of your time and resources to be present in this event. We are also grateful for the support of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. And as a national institution mandated to develop and promote sporting talent, Kenya Academy of Sport is committed to creating platforms that empower our youth, build industry linkages, and professionalize sports in Kenya. This career fair and symposium is one such platform. It is more than just a 3-day event. It is part of a broader commitment to operationalizing the sports talent development framework and ensuring that sports becomes a structured and sustainable contributor to Kenya's social and economic development. I therefore invite all of us to work together to change mindsets, inspire careers, and shape the future of sports in Kenya. So thank you all, and karibuni tena. I therefore take this opportunity to welcome our chair, Mr. Thuo Chege, to give his brief remarks. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. To all the delegates present, my colleagues and council members, the heads of various federations, my friend the PS and the team from the Sports Ministry, our other guests, Corinne and the team from the American Embassy. Karibu to our career fair this morning. I'd like to begin by thanking Doreen, our CEO, and her team for putting this career fair together. Other than that, I would also like to recognize the Minister, the Cabinet Secretary, and the PS for allowing us and giving us all the support we require for the first career fair, sports career fair that has ever been held in Kenya. I think it is a beautiful milestone, and it is something I hope that we can continue to repeat, and it will be an annual event. I'd also like to confirm that as KAS, we are receiving immense support from the ministry. And one of the things that it is cascading to is that we are able now to train, support, and find this raw talent that was exposed here this morning. I mean, what those young people were doing is commendable. And the amount of raw talent available in Kenya is mind-boggling. Every time you go to a county, You find athletes, you find footballers, you find swimmers, you find golfers. And this is the raw talent that we want to develop. Other than that, KAS has had lovely holiday camps for kids who have been on holiday. Last year we had 3,000 all over the country. Hopefully this year we will have a bigger crowd. So this avenue we are on, or this journey we are on of finding talent, is going places. And that is why we are able to shine going forward in all the sports activities that we endeavor. Above all, this career fair will demonstrate the immense potential there is in sports. So I hope before we leave here, after the 3 days, we will have put sports on a different tangent. Other than that, I would like to celebrate and express our gratitude to the American Embassy for working closely with the Kenya Academy of Sports and our other partners, including the Secondary Schools Association, the Primary Schools Association, who are all represented here, and all the sports personnel who are here this morning. Karibu to this sports fair, and I hope we will leave enriched. Asante sana.
Thank you, the Chair of Council of the Kenya Academy of Sports. It's now my pleasure, Chief Guest, to invite Madam Corinne Stratton from the U.S. Embassy. And PSR, I was with Madam Corinne in Kasarani when we were doing the tabletop exercise. You remember when you officially opened that course, she was somewhere there, and she really supported us. And so she continues supporting us, and we want to welcome her. Let's welcome her with a round of applause. Welcome, Madam.
Thank you, Evans, and thank you to the ministry. Oh, excuse me. Thank you to all of you. It's really fantastic to be here. The demonstration by the athletes this morning was rather impressive. I did not expect that. I think Edward can give Ronaldo a run for his money with that football talent. But very impressive, and it's really great to be here. Use this one. Thank you. My sincere thanks to the Kenya Academy of Sports for this invitation, the opportunity to be here, and for organizing such a vital event. And congratulations to KAS for pioneering this initiative. Your dedication to nurturing the talent and professional development of the Kenyan sports sector is truly commendable. Although when you watch the Olympics or CHAN or AFCON, and you think athletics is solely a competition between teams or runners or swimmers, we know that muscle and discipline and training are vital, but certainly it's not everything that you need to create champions. Success requires deep commitment off the playing field. Behind every gold medal, there's administrators, coaches, stakeholders, teachers, families, sponsors, physicians, government officials, and even journalists and agents. All of them play a valuable role in growing and enabling talent. This athletic ecosystem must be in place to empower individuals and transform their passion for sports into sustainable, impactful careers. We recognize and applaud the Kenyan government's proactive initiatives in promoting youth development and economic growth, particularly through strategic investments in sectors like the sports economy. What you are doing here today and over the next couple of days aligns with our effort to strengthen the creative industry partnership between the United States and Kenya. Athletics are vibrant and exhilarating, an expanding segment of our economies, and they offer immense potential for innovation, job creation, and cultural exchange. This fair this week builds on the momentum from the recent US-Kenya Creative Economy Forum, where we connected creators and businesses to promote growth in sectors ranging from music to fashion, from film to sports. By making sure the right policies are in place and that U.S. businesses can get involved and assist, we can reap enormous opportunities. We drive industry growth that can reach Kenyan athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, and young people throughout the country who are the future of Kenya. The United States shares Kenya's vision of fostering economic success and youth development through creative industries like sports. It's no secret that Kenya's got talent, as we saw today, and we'll see all week, and throughout Chan over the next month. Let's help that talent reach its full potential. Thank you once again for this invitation, and I wish the Kenya Academy of Sports career every success this week. Thank you.
Makofi. Thank you very much, Madam Corinne, for those very insightful remarks. And now, before I invite the cabinet, the principal secretary, I just want to draw your attention. There is a wheel that we are displaying everywhere. It's called the Sports Career Map Wheel. Please pay attention to it. If you forget everything else, please don't forget the Sports Career Map Wheel. Sawa sawa. Let us now put our hands together and welcome the Principal Secretary for Sports, Mr. Elijah Mwangi, to make his remarks and officially open this symposium. Wapi makofi ya PS?
Thank you. Our AS, Mr. Evans Achoki. Our guest, Corinne Stratton, the Deputy Chief of Mission. Our Chair, Kenya Academies of Sport, Mr. Chege, Dr. Doreen, our CEO. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we have so many representatives of federations, academia, and the likes. Good morning. Good morning. Well, I'm here on behalf of my Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Salim Vuria, the Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sport. And I'm honored to represent him. He has apology because he was the one to give the speech, then open this career affair symposium, but he had another engagement with the Deputy President, and that necessitated me to represent him. Equally, we had a few invitations. I believe they may join us, but I have some few apologies from my colleague PSs. They are engaged. We had a meeting that is still on progress. If they find time, they are going to join us. But nevertheless, we are here to support the Kenya Academies of Sport and what they do. I'm encouraged by this first inaugural National Sports Career Fair and Symposium because we have an opportunity to present what sports can offer. To the jump rope team, our president there, it is true, there are so many federations registered within our ministry by the Register of Sports. There are quite a number, 140 plus. And I believe all of them represent a certain talent because it's not a duplication. And today I have witnessed and enjoyed what the title group do. And therefore tomorrow I'll not ask who are they, what do they do. Thank you, KAS, for inviting them. And I believe I'll keep on meeting those federations. I know quite a number of them, what they do, and the representations which they do to us at the world level. Well, I also want to take this opportunity to invite our federations here, especially the major sporting federation. We have a task to do. as a president of your federation, you sit in the council, you represent a large population of our talents. Of course, we have a responsibility as a ministry to support those talents through the sports federations. But of course, you appreciate that the government resources may not be adequate to meet each and every need from the grassroots to the national level and international. And therefore, I want to invite you to take this opportunity to network, create relationships and partnership here, because the list of those who have invited is long. Those partnerships will inject the much needed support that you need, so that you can take your sports to the grassroots, to the lowest level, such that as you grow your tournaments, your leagues to the national level, you can have your federations represented into the wider populace and to every corner of this country. Well, through the Kenya Academy of Sport, apart from what we know they do, we have a responsibility to support them. Right now, we are working to see to it that through the Kenya Academy of Sport, their mandate of research and capacity building, we want to heed to the call by His Excellency the President of establishing a sports industry. And I believe, Dr. Doreen, you're on it. You are still carrying out your homework, so that in the immediate short run, we can actualize that requirement. I went to Eldoret because that space in the mountain, in the North Rift, we have quite a number of sports talents in athletes. And I went into one of the shops within the town. I identified a second-hand footwear. And the cost that I got, a second-hand shoes. Don't know, they couldn't recognize me because it was an evening. I was just walking around the streets, entered one of the shops, 25,000. So I wondered, how comes our athletes are able to afford the much needed kits for competition? Of course, I know there are quite a number. There are much less, 3,000 the likes, but if one could quote such a kind of cost, we need to work on it, and we are working on it to ensure that we get partnerships so that we can bring those industries within us. And of course, I know we are supposed to establish the Motorsport Academy through the Kenya Academies of Sport. Chair, we are on it because it is a requirement and a commitment by the President to those sports. And with that, I want to bring the speech by the Cabinet Secretary, Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, His Excellency Salim Vuria, EGH, during this official opening of the Kenya First National Sports Career Fair Expo, the symposiums being held here today at KAS in Nairobi. To the Deputy Chief of Mission, who is here with us, the CEO, Kenya Academies of Sport, Chair, senior ministry officials present, esteemed participants and exhibitors, officials of Federation present, officials from learning institution represented here, students, our truly primary stakeholders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I stand here representing the CS, honored and immensely proud to be part of this historic moment. We are greatly honored to be with you and for turning up. We are at the nerve center of a bold, progressive and transformative initiative, the first ever National Sports Career Fair Expo and Symposium, brought to life through the ingenuity of the Kenya Academy of Sports. This is not just another event in our annual calendar of events. It is an extraordinary watershed moment, a resounding declarations whose echoes must ring across the 47 counties that Kenya is ready to reimagine sports, not just as a competition on the pitch, but as an entire thriving ecosystem that drives careers, progress, opportunities, and collective national building. For too long, we have been conditioned to view sports through one-dimensional lens, a restrictive spy hole that only displayed medals, trophies, and final scores. But today, we take a quantum leap. We open doors for panoramic view on the sheer vastness of the entire spanning universe. We must see the great promise the sector holds for each one of us. Our vision is broader. The path we have chosen is bolder and more inclusive. We now look at sports as a viable career path for the talented and the passionate, a tool for social mobility and community cohesion, a driver of economic growth in a fast-changing world, and above all, an enduring source of national pride that unites Kenyans from every walk of life. Through these exhibitions, we are sowing the pioneer seeds for a new sporting future, one where sporting dreams are not just born on the field, but are born and nurtured in schools, classrooms, clinics, studios, boardrooms, and even beyond. This is the foundation that is being laid by this sports fair today. The three-day gathering, therefore, becomes a timely national conversation, a deep exploration on what sports can become when we open our minds and widen the playing fields. Together, we shine the national spotlight on opportunities beyond the pitch. Ladies and gentlemen, today, like people reborn, we are called upon to respond to the call of change and necessity. We must talk sports medicine, where science meets performance. We must talk sports journalism, where words and paragraphs weave comparing narrative of struggle and triumph to inspire generations. We must talk law, marketing, coaching, event management, sports, nutrition, sound engineering, physiotherapy, all vital cogs in the greater machinery of modern sports. We must declare here today that sports industry is neither a side hustle, nor is it a fringe engagement, relegated to the periphery of economic activities. It is a multi-billion-dollar sector, teeming with infinite possibilities for our youth, the Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas, and the rest. We must bequeath them this gift. I am happy to note that one vital angle of this expo is how it aptly complements the competency-based education and training, CBET, to recognize arts and sports as one of the most powerful transformative pathways, not just for learning institutions, but for individual lives itself. The objective of National Sports Career Fair and Expo aligns perfectly with the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the BETTER, which sees sports as the next frontier of job creation, community empowerment, and national development. Additionally, it speaks to the ideals of the Talanta Hera Initiative, a noble undertaking that seeks to unlock the value of talent through strategic monetization of outstanding sporting skills and elevate talents into sustainable income-generating activity. I call upon all stakeholders, being parents, teachers, federations, sponsors, media houses, and mentors to rise up to this moment. We are encouraged to be more than passive bystanders, but active champions of this cause, because the future of sports belongs to all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to reiterate that the government vision for sports transcends faces and words. It is a vision anchored by serious actions that cut across several pillars. We have invested heavily in sports infrastructure, but we are doing more than building stadiums, impressive towering edifices of steel and concrete. We are putting up theaters of opportunities, grounds to breed greatness in all sectors. Our Nyayo National Stadium and Moi International Sports Center Kasarani are now upgraded to meet KAS standards, with floodlights, media facilities, and security systems. These facilities have demonstrated capacity to host continental games. The Taranta Sports Stadium, a magnificent 60,000 capacity seater in Nairobi, is a legacy cementing facility that embodies our ambitions to strive for sporting greatness as well as power of partnerships in sports development. Such progress is achieved by the significant growth of our sports budget to reflect a government that believes in athletes and in its youth. Aware that sports governance requires corresponding and responsive legal and regulatory framework, we have embarked on a journey to review our Sports Act of the year 2013. The new act will reflect the modern trends in sports sector. It will carry the voices of women, persons with disabilities and youth, as well as respond to the needs of the future. The new Sports Act will also address aspects of transparency, accountability, and integrity among federations, as well as open doors for more participation of private sector in sports development. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also setting up sports academies, stadiums, community grounds in counties across this nation. And this one will ensure that no talent is left behind. So far, we have set up that 7 sports academies across that 7 constituencies, being the first phase of a 2 billion project. We are targeting to have 290 sports academies, facilities for every constituency to cover every talented youth across this nation. We are very deliberate in our commitment to promote talent development and good governance. We are empowering institutions like the Kenya Academy of Sports to provide elite training, research, and promote performance science. Additionally, we are supporting the Sports Registrar's Office to go digital and ensure equity, transparency in compliance with licensing requirements for our sportsmen and women. And to this end, we have set aside 2.3 billion in our budget to achieve this objective. Ladies and gentlemen, we must uphold the integrity in sports. We must declare there is no room for doping. We must preach the gospel of clean sport. As a government, we stand firm against doping. I want to state here that Kenya has enhanced the testing, education, public awareness, and enforcement to rid the sport of the stain of doping, because our national pride and glory must not be tainted. We continue to work closely with Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya to inculcate the value of clean sporting. I'm glad to report that our sportsmen and women now know victory is sweetest when it's clean. Today, Kenya stands at a prestigious global pedestal for her success in hosting international events. Currently, we are proudly hosting the Pamoja Chan 2024, a continental tournament, as we continue to lay the ground for hosting AFCON come the year 2027. We have also successfully hosted major sporting global events like the WRC Safari Rally and Magical Kenya Open, among others. They are more than games. These are more than games. They are platforms for global visibility, investments, and sports tourism that affirms Kenya standing as top sporting destination globally. And as I conclude, I want to again congratulate you all for turning up for this expo. Being here, we become part of a movement that is spearheading national awakening. I appreciate your willingness and commitment to take this bold leap forward. We must nurture our youths, not just with applause, but with the structure, mentorship, and opportunities that they are gifted. We must build a Kenya where talent meets training, where dreams meets direction, and where passions meet prosperity. I wish to hail the Kenya Academy of Sports for leading with vision and conviction. That this symposium mark a new dawn for sports sector, symbolized by new collaborations, new careers, and new courage to venture beyond the unknown. Me, you, together all of us, we must build a sporting nation that doesn't just win medals and break records, but also one that opens opportunities, improves livelihoods, shapes leaders, and cements legacies. This is the future we must all broadly embrace. It is now my singular honor to declare the 2025 at Kenya First National Sports Career Fair Expo and Symposium officially open. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. God bless you.
Makofi ya PS. Another round of applause for the Principal Secretary. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Evans Achoki, and all the dignitaries and our guests of honor. Thank you very much. We are now ready to learn. We are ready to just showcase what we have in the Expo site and also learn here for the next 3 days. As for now, we will now have a walkthrough to the Expo, and we're going to use this exit. As we approach that exit 1, we will have a short presentation by the skating team, and then we will have a walkthrough to the Expo. So we will just take a walk to the Expo. After that, we'll come back here, take a short break, a health break, that we begin our learning. Let us manage time. For now, we'll have our guest of honors walk down, then have a short presentation by the skating team, and we head to Comesa grounds for the Expo. Let us appreciate the team. Now we are officially given the powers to learn for the next 3 days. For the rest of our visitors, please let us just make sure we have at least a feel of the Expo. Let us see what we have on the Comesa ground after this short presentation here. This is the other space that will be showcasing what we do for sport. All federations, all universities that have booths there or some business as far as it is sports, it's going to be at the Comesa ground.